People with all types of cancer living all over the country are getting improved care through a relatively new program. City of Hope Cancer Treatment and Research Center outside Los Angeles is one of the top-rated cancer hospitals in the country. That's according to U.S. News. And now it's partnering with businesses to offer a new sort of telemedicine meets travel healthcare option. First, they work with the employer's health plan to identify people diagnosed with the most complex cancer cases. Then they coordinate directly with the person's local physician.
The idea being that cancer is becoming so complex and changing so rapidly, it's very difficult for the community oncologists to keep up.
Anyone covered under the plan can also ask for a second opinion from a City of Hope expert, and they can also go to a City of Hope hospital in person for treatment. Again, the idea is to serve as many people as possible, regardless of where they live. And this doesn't cost the employee anything extra. Oftentimes, travel costs are covered too. City of Hope is partnered with more than 20 companies, including Amazon, Cheesecake Factory, and Wawa, and more are joining in January. Well, in the city, you may take it for granted that there's a hospital nearby. But for tens of millions of Americans, the closest hospital is hours away by ambulance. And that's where helicopter air ambulances come in. They can cut response times way down. But tomorrow on The Now, we're looking into concerns that a new law might mean there's no helicopter available to save your life.
Well, it seems we have made that transition to cooler days are kind of the rule here and the exception, any real warmth. Over the next few days, highs are going to be upper 50s to lower 60s, not too far from average for this time of year. And it's Saturday where we're going to have some fairly widespread rain, maybe 1 to 3 inches of rainfall, a little breezy there as well. Thanks for joining us here on The Now, Indy. The news at 6 o'clock starts right now.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
As I was sitting on the bus, I started feeling nauseated. My eyes, water started running in my eyes, and my nose started running.
Riders on one Indigo bus feeling sick. A bad smell causing other symptoms. We went straight to Indigo. Find out what they're saying tonight. A mother in Mooresville is pushing for change after drivers continue to pass by her son's stopped bus. The change she now wants to see.
Rain and the weekend arrive at the same time. We'll have more on the timing and potential amounts.
And Attorney General Curtis Hill questioned directly about accusations that he inappropriately touched State House staffers at a party just south of downtown. A road falling apart in an East Side neighborhood. Residents say they've been trying for years to get it fixed, and they're worried about their safety. Tonight, we're getting results. But first, here at 6 o'clock, bus riders nauseated. Indigo passengers say a bus this morning had such a bad smell, people were coughing the entire ride. They reached out to RTV6 to figure out what happened and why they weren't evacuated. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is working for you tonight to get answers.
A rider tells me the bus driver didn't even leave the station before getting a supervisor to come and check the bus. The smell so strong, everyone was coughing.
My eyes was running, nose was running, I couldn't breathe.
Sam takes an Indigo bus to work every day. But today, things went a little differently.
Everybody was coughing on the bus, and even the bus driver was coughing.
A strange smell wafted through the bus. Sam says the driver...
He was like, yeah, something is going on.
Got a supervisor before getting the okay to depart the downtown station.
He started coughing, but his solution was to open the windows, which I thought that was kind of weird, you know. If there's something going on, some kind of fumes going on the bus, why would you want to open the windows, tell everybody to load back on the bus and send us off?
Sam says some people just got off the bus entirely, but he stayed because he still had to get to work. Once he arrived, his supervisor immediately knew something was wrong.
But it must have been really bad because, like I said, when I stepped off the bus, I actually had to wait a few minutes to get myself together, get my breathing going back to where it was, you know, pull myself together, then come across the street to where I work at. And when I got in, she was like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? I told her what happened, and the first thing she said was call Channel 6.
He did, and I reached out to Indigo. The spokesperson tells me they took the bus off the streets shortly after that run. She says there were no fumes, but it's been in the garage all day, and they're working to determine what the cause may be. Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
The one little mistake while you're driving and you can hurt somebody. You can not only hurt my kid, but anybody.
RTV6 is working for you, getting answers for a family who is sharing this video. It shows cars passing by their son's bus while it's stopped and he is trying to board for school in Morgan County. The boy's mother is now trying to do everything she can to bring awareness to this issue. And tonight I found out how police and the school district are now responding.
You hear the bus honking at them even before they are at the bus. It happens almost daily, and it's very concerning.
Kimberly Baker's son started kindergarten this year. He attends Neil Armstrong Elementary in Mooresville. She says drivers pass his bus while the stop arm is out nearly every day.
My ultimate concern is the safety of not only my child, but everybody's children, because it is a dangerous situation. It's a dangerous road.
It's something she's become more aware of following the deaths of 3 children hit by a driver while boarding their school bus in Fulton County last year.
A very large part to why I am doing so much now, because I want to be proactive, not reactive. And you know, I don't want anything to happen to any of our children. It was absolutely heartbreaking. I can't imagine going through that.
A spokeswoman with Mooresville School says they are taking steps, working with police to monitor the area more frequently. On Thursday, officers were out in the morning and afternoon near the bus stop at State Road 144 in Rooker Road, watching for bus stop arm violators. One driver has already been caught violating stop arm laws at this location.
Your job's not more important than my child's life. Nothing is more important than any child's life. At all.
The district also just received a new camera system for Kimberly's son's bus that will be installed next week. The bus has been chosen to demo the new system. And tonight we are learning that school bus in this story has been chosen to demo a 10-camera system designed to catch people driving past school bus stop arms. So Mooresville School says they will place 10 cameras on that bus, 4 inside, 4 on each side of the bus outside, and 2 cameras on the stop arms. The school district tells us every new bus they order in the future will have these cameras. And all Mooresville bus stops are on 2-lane roads, which requires drivers to stop for school buses. The mother has also filed a complaint with INDOT, hoping to get signs to alert drivers of the bus stop. She now has an open case that is being reviewed. And there is nothing more important than your child's safety. If you have any concerns about your child's school bus stop, drivers passing stop school buses, email us here at RTV6 at workingforyou@rtv6.com. A cloudy and cool day, and it's looked like it could rain, but will it? And for the answer now, we turn to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. Kevin, is rain in your forecast?
Location, location, location. Important as far as the rain, and I'd call them showers tonight. They'll be fairly light. The clouds are thickening as we go through the evening, especially to the south. Temperatures, they're in the 50s, barely there. Muncie's at 59, otherwise low to mid 50s. Central northern Indiana dry right now. We go to the south, and there have been some very light showers, maybe even just sprinkles here, drifting from Bloomington to Nashville and Columbus, trying to move to the north a little bit. The story will become our Saturday rain. May see 1 to 3 inches of rain. We'll have Sunday to dry out, and then other big changes await for next week. I'll have all of the details on that stuff coming up.
Kevin, thank you. New information into the RTV6 newsroom. We're now learning more about the 2 people killed after their SUV crashed through a parking garage wall, falling multiple stories to the ground. The Marion County Coroner's Office has identified the victims as 70-year-old Iristine Hunt and 73-year-old Charles Hunt, both of University Park, Illinois. IMPD says Iristine was driving a Lincoln MKX SUV inside of a parking garage next to the city market in downtown Indianapolis. They were on the 3rd floor when the Lincoln hit the left rear corner of a parked and empty vehicle. Investigators say when the Lincoln then traveled 20 feet, hitting the parking garage wall and falling to the ground. Both Iristine and Charles Hunt were killed. The SUV landed upside down in an alley with a large slab of concrete from the parking garage on the ground. The police investigation continues into what caused this tragic accident. The Indiana Supreme Court Disciplinary Commission hearing for Curtis Hill is now over. But before the commission grilled the Attorney General over allegations that he inappropriately touched State House staffers at a party. In his testimony, Hill was adamant that he did not inappropriately touch any of the 4 accusers or anybody at the party at AJ's Lounge in March of 2018. Representative Mara Candelera Reardon testified on Monday that she and Hill saw each other at the bar. She said he leaned down as if he couldn't hear her and put his hand on her back. Reardon said he then slid it down her back and grabbed her buttocks. Hill said he absolutely did not grab Reardon's buttocks. The hearing is to determine if Hill faces any legal discipline for the accusations of sexual misconduct at AJ's Lounge in the early hours of March 15th, 2018. The Indiana Supreme Court will decide whether to impose a penalty ranging from a reprimand to removal of Hill's law license. The decision could take months.
It's just now getting to the point where the road is falling apart, which is dangerous.
An Indianapolis woman is looking for answers tonight after she says her complaints to the Mayor's Action Center are going unresolved. She says she has been trying to get the city to fix the road right outside of her East Side home now for 3 years, but so far she hasn't had much luck. Megan Sanctorum found out why this job was already marked as complete in the city's system and what's now being done to fix it.
The woman who lives here tells us the road is in such bad shape, it's becoming a danger to the neighborhood.
To me, it's not very safe for any of us.
Crumbling concrete and dirt. This is what Woods Crossing Drive looks like outside of Wanda Davis's house.
It started off very small, and that's when we tried to get him to fix it, but it's just getting bigger and bigger and wider and wider.
Now, pieces of the road sit unattached. Davis says she basically has to rebuild the street daily.
I mean, it's like a jigsaw puzzle that you have to put together every time you pull in and out. And every time you drive over it, it busts apart. You can see it in the pieces.
She tells me she's seen kids' bikes get stuck in it, and she wants to see the street fixed before someone gets hurt.
It's getting frustrating to where you walk out here, you trip over this. I mean, pulling into your driveway, you have to go off-roading just to get into your driveway.
She keeps detailed notes of her attempts to contact the city. She tells us they've been out before, but prior repairs didn't last long.
So they never, ever really fix it. They just smooth it over.
When we searched her case number with the Mayor's Action Center, it was listed as complete. A spokesperson there tells us the status of cases is updated by the department handling them. In this case, the Department of Public Works said the case was marked as complete because it had been assigned to a crew. About an hour after we left, Davis said they were out marking the area where work will be done.
I've been dealing with it for over 3 years. I'd like to get it fixed and fixed right.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Megan, thank you. A DPW spokesperson said the area has been marked by team members and repair work is scheduled to begin Monday, weather permitting. Deputies arrest a woman for allegedly driving while intoxicated, but that's not all. The passenger, investigators say, was sitting on her lap. So do shows like Shark Tank inspire you to start your own business? We talked to 2 Hoosier success stories, their words of wisdom for you. A star football player at Decatur Central High School is a highlight waiting to happen. Coming up, we introduce you to Kenny Tracy and show you how his talents extend far beyond the football field. Kevin.
And if you have weekend plans, you'll definitely want my forecast for Saturday. May alter your plans. It's a dry Friday night, but you'll begin to see the rain from southern Indiana drift into the central portion of the state by Saturday morning. More details ahead.
We fly.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Tonight, a woman faces charges after police say they caught her driving under the influence with a 2-month-old baby in her lap. According to a report from the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, it happened around 10 Tuesday night when a deputy stopped a car at David and Washington Streets in Medora, Indiana. The deputy said the car was driving all over the road. The Sheriff's Office says a 55-year-old woman had a 2-month-old in her lap. The deputy reported that the woman had signs of impairment from her driving behavior, and as he was was talking with her. According to investigators, they found meth, marijuana, and pills in the car. Deputies arrested her on suspicion of neglect of a dependent, suspicion of driving a vehicle while intoxicated, and drug-related charges. We are not naming the woman because the prosecutor's office hasn't filed formal charges against her. Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative aimed at connecting you with job opportunities and the resources to get those jobs. Tonight, we turn to 2 Hoosier success stories who show you what it takes to start a business so you can become your own boss. You may know Mina Starziak-Hawk and her brother Tad from the HGTV show Good Bones, which is based right here in Indiana. This week, Mina and Tad met with people wanting to become entrepreneurs at Ivy Tech in Bloomington. So we tagged along and got some good feedback for you if you ever want to be your own boss.
And I think a lot of people get excited about the idea of being an entrepreneur, but being really realistic about it, I think, is important. One of my favorite quotes is, entrepreneurs are the only people willing to work 80 hours to avoid working 40. And it's extremely true. So there's so many good opportunities, but being realistic with yourself. How much money can I invest in this without, and if it flops, it's not going to dramatically affect my life or my family. So just really planning out the steps and knowing the direction and having the knowledge and the drive to follow through on it, because it takes a lot.
Mina and Tad say before you get started with a business, use all of the resources available to new entrepreneurs and really understand where you want to go and what you want to do before doing it. Watch our full conversation with the HGTV stars who share even more knowledge of what it takes to lead your own business right now at hiringhoosiers.com. And tomorrow, Nordstrom's at the Fashion Mall and Nordstrom Rack are taking part in a national hiring day. The stores are trying to fill more than 50 open positions and are hiring on the spot. If you are interested, you can walk into the Nordstrom at the Fashion Mall or Nordstrom Rack tomorrow between 11 a.m. and 6 in the evening to interview. We want to take a few seconds and recognize our hardworking team here at RTV6 at the Indiana Broadcasters Association Spectrum Awards Luncheon. This afternoon, RTV6 won 2 Spectrum Awards. One is for Best Sportscast for our Trackside 6 special. So shout out to Dave First, Brad Brown, and the entire team. Also, our weather team won a Spectrum Award for our coverage of the severe storms that hit on May 27th. And congratulations, Kevin. Well deserved.
Well, you see us on TV, right? But we've got a lot of support staff behind the scenes, so it's a big congratulations to the staff here at RTV6. No severe weather in the forecast. We've got rain and potentially a lot of it on Saturday. I'd say 1 to 3 inches of rain. What I'm confident about is widespread rain. Where the axis of heaviest rain will be still in question. Let me just show you the latest model run and what I'm talking about. The heaviest rain now seems to be aligned northwest portions of central Indiana. Last night, it was more along the Ohio River. It keeps moving back and forth, but you can see no matter where it is, right now forecasts are for 1 to 3 inches with multiple areas, just around 2 inches of rain. We're dry tomorrow. Tomorrow night, we're still dry for Friday night football. As you wake up Saturday morning, areas from Terre Haute to Greensburg south already with some light rain. That spreads quickly to the north and begins to impact all of us by 1 o'clock in the afternoon with little areas of heavier rainfall. Of course, we got some college football to play. West Lafayette, one of those places you would need to go with a positive attitude and a way to stay dry. As the rain continues, it will be windy as well, 30-mile-per-hour gusts. This is 11 o'clock Saturday night. That becomes the parting shot then of rainfall that will sweep from west to east as you sleep on Saturday night. I point this out. Storm Shield, we often promote it during severe weather times, but this is a nice tool to have just on a rainy day for your iPhone or Android device. It is free, like a weather radio for your phone, but it gives you control of the radar so you can keep track of where the rain is and where you are. Temperatures, they're in the 50s. They aren't going to change much this evening, and tomorrow's highs back in the 50s. Dry through the day, lots of cloud cover. Tomorrow night, temperatures will slowly cool from these afternoon highs in the upper 50s to around 60. It will be dry for Friday night football. 56 for kickoff. 9 o'clock, temperature at 51. As we look to next week, that anticipated big temperature tumble is there. Wednesday and Thursday, highs only in the 40s, lows in the upper 20s as we get to Halloween morning. And I'll also point out, We talked about it yesterday, the potential for a rain-snow mix, some snow showing up as the air's colder above ground level. This would be melting on contact, but just the visual sight of some snow is possible next Wednesday night and then again during the day Thursday, especially northwest of Indy.
I'm not happy about Saturday's rain because my dad has his annual Halloween party. Oh. He's not going to be happy.
All right, it may be moved indoors.
Exactly. All right, let's now send it over to our Dave First.
Guys, thanks. Good evening. Big night tomorrow night. Sectionals begin in high school football, and we're looking forward to another edition of Friday Football Frenzy tomorrow night as well. That includes Decatur Central. So many levels to the 5th-ranked team in 5A. It just might reverberate all the way to Harvard. Brad Brown with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
Every time Kenny Tracy touches the football, he's a highlight waiting to happen.
I kind of feel like I'm going to make an impact in the game, like every game, to have that confidence. But like if it happens, it happens, you know. But like it's just depends on like how like the defensive plays. Sometimes it just goes my way.
The Decatur Central senior has accounted for more than 1,000 yards and 18 touchdowns this season.
He certainly makes me look good. I mean, bails us out a lot of the times. You know, 3rd and long, 4th and long. Look to him, and he can really bail us out.
But his success on the football field is just the tip of his talents.
Kenny's just a special player. I mean, he does everything for the school. He plays basketball, and he runs track, and he plays football, and he's a great community ambassador.
On top of being a 3-sport star, Kenny also carries a 3.8 GPA. And among the 8 schools he's considering for college, Harvard University.
When we was a kid, my mom and my dad, but mostly my mom, she would say, like, if we don't have good grades, we can't play.
Favorite class? Favorite
subject is math, but boy, I'm in AP calculus right now. Really? It's so hard.
Kenny's holding up the family name well. Older brother Tyrone is a redshirt freshman at the University of Iowa.
He set the bar high for me, and I was like scared I wasn't gonna get to that point in my life. But like it made me work harder.
Kenny is the big brother now. Javon is a sophomore and ready to raise the bar once again.
There's always that one person saying, why aren't you as good as Kenny or something like that. I just ignore that.
Kenny's got a lot ahead of him, but for right now, he's savoring this final season of high school football.
Everybody want to get better. Everybody want to succeed. Everybody want to get somewhere. So I think everybody is buying in, and it's just working out for us.
Sectionals begin tomorrow night. We'll have complete coverage tomorrow here on Friday Football Frenzy. Until then, call the neighbors, wake the kids. It's another edition of our Pee Wee Play of the Week. Take you to Warren Township, 3rd and 4th grade football. Look at the pass and look at the catch. At the 30-yard touchdown from Desmond Jordan Jackson to Ryan Benson Jr. 2 things here. Watch the offensive lineman, the pancake block. Somewhere Quentin Nelson is smiling, and I love the coach here in the dark top. He's watching. They got to sprint down to make sure it scores. It's in for the TD. Love it. The Warren Razorbacks went on to beat the Warren Cardinals, but not before picking up our Pee Wee Play of the Week. Now, I know the seasons are over. We're going to try to squeeze in one more next week if we can. So parents, email me at peewee@WRTV.com. You can tag me on Twitter, Facebook. Details, names, final score, our Pee Wee Play of the Week. The News at 6 continues after this.
For National Business Women's Week.
And a few showers this evening, more like sprinkles, especially south of Indy this evening.
All right, Kevin, thank you. We leave you now with a live look outside. Have a great night. We'll see you at 7.